because we have societies which they work perfectly for centuries, and now in the last century, when capitalism has spread, we suddenly have so many problems that we don't even know about and we don't care about anymore.
That's a very good point.
Thank you.
There is no single suit which suits everyone in the world. No single optimal economic and social system. We Europeans are very individualist. So we need this individual type of liberal economic approach, I think. Asian people, I don't know the African culture, there are many African cultures, I guess. The typical Asian culture is again not individualist, it's a collective society approach. A state-run economy can function there effectively, because the members of the society are not individualists. They can work together in a Catholic way somehow, not selfish like we are. Fortunately, Hungary has never had issues in Africa, unlike some European, Western European cultural countries.
Dominators.
They did make their big problems, I guess. It's beyond my competence. I'm a competition lawyer, but as a normal person, I would say that you are absolutely right. They caused their very big problems when they entered and when they left. That were the two basic problems. Even once they entered those societies, they perhaps should have remained there and helped them to develop, or not simply leaving them without funds.
But to be even more provocative, Church, from my perspective, has quite good answers to the questions for the less developed countries. So for Africa, for Latin America, and so on and so on. And this was because there could be some past models can be used there nowadays, but for present situation in Europe, in the world, especially in the well-developed countries, there are no right answers from my perspective. For example, you mentioned that the profit should not be the only measure of effectiveness. It is right. I can agree with you. So there is no profit. It should not be the only one, but it should be that we are better also. So as humans, but in nowadays world, this doesn't count as much as in the old world or in the less developed countries. Last week I had my one presentation, and one candidate said, okay, if I'm honest, I won't make so many money or so much profit at the end of the year, and how can I compete with the guy who is not so honest as I am, or not so friendly, and so on and so on. So I think this is also an important question. How to make answers to the present problems here and now in the development.
I think that these are the questions which we have to pose, and these are questions where the answer will not come from Vatican or from the Church. These are questions which we should answer. Like you, like me, business people should give the answers to these questions based upon the moral teaching of the Catholic Church. Yeah, basically perhaps arguing that those companies who would decide to follow this Christian lifestyle stuff, they would lose in the competitive process. If that was true, then I would be very sad, really. Sometimes it may happen, sometimes not. And now we can experience certain movements. So companies have also realized that there is some added value in establishing, for example, worker-friendly environments, social-friendly environments. It's one of the marketing efforts that we are a company which spends on social issues. We care for the elderly people. We do not strive only for profit, we are not selfish.
Ecology also.
And they are heralding that, and they are creating thereby a good attitude, a good image, which may result in more profits, by the way, because people who hear about that might choose the products of these companies.
But if I may add also in long-term development. We all seek long-term development also for our companies, and it's not always the long-term, the short-term profit that brings you the best result in the end. In a way, that's the origin of some of the problems we have now with this crisis. I mean, with companies actually getting money from the stock exchanges and trying to build up profits to pay dividends. Always higher dividends, and that leads you actually to a race that at a certain point has to end if you are to follow a long-term development for a company. And in a way we are all, also in our societies, I would not totally agree with you in this sense that I think that also in Europe and in the States we're talking about social responsibility, we're talking about the need to really take into account all the stakeholders of a company, not just the owner, not just the shareholder, but also the society, the employee, the persons that this community, in a way, is made of. Also the consumer, which is a part of the community that makes up a company. Sorry, just a comment.
No, it's a very good point. Just mentioning, I mentioned several times our present crisis and the church. I read it somewhere, I cannot recall in which encyclical, but to be honest, the church quite strongly condemns this pure speculation, which is quite common now at different capital markets. So there is no real work, no real entrepreneurship behind earning money, just pure capitalism. Pure speculation that is condemned by the church. That it's not good. It's an economic activity, but it's a kind of exercising of freedom in a negative way. So just to be clear, so in that concrete respect, the church is quite concrete. Don't know whether it's good or not to condemn an activity like that based upon moral. Biblical issues, but they did that. So there are verses, there are phrases that is that.
Še kakšno vprašanje? Prosim.
Yeah, I have one more practical question. Where in your country do you see the positive aspects of such a logic, of the logic of the church social teaching? So where are the positive examples already existing?
Very few, not that many. I know that there are some companies who are part of this Christian style movement. That's not the right title, but we have something like that, where they try to employ in their daily work these Christian moral approaches. It's still not a fashion, to put it that way. Then there is, for example, a course that was established by one of the most famous Hungarian faculty, economic business law faculty, business faculty in Budimpešta, not by the Catholic university, but by the public university, working together with the church organization, where they have developed a course, a 2 years master course, which exclusively deal with this Christian-oriented economic organization issues. So we have approaches like that. It will take much time, I guess, till it will have lots of visible results, if that's what you have.
Do you think that there exists enterprises, they do not know much about the church social teaching, but they are practicing it in a indirect way?
Yes, of course, yeah. We have labeled these things Christian and Catholic approach, although it could be a quite normal human approach.
Because you speak about the normal situation, And I think that already a lot of people are thinking in such a way.
They don't put the label that we are a Catholic company, of course. But you know, once the leadership of a company is exercised by people who are either Catholic or think this way, even without knowing that they are Catholic, latent Catholics, how should we phrase them? Then the company itself will work like a Catholic company or a Christian company, serving these moral issues. Yeah, they don't have to put the label, of course, there that we are a Catholic company. It would not be good, I guess. So, good point.
Okay.
Thank you for
So še kakšno vprašanje, če ne, if not, we would be in a way concluding this gathering. We would really like to thank you very much for your presentation, your
the invitation.
thoughtful answers to our questions, and looking forward to greeting you and meeting you again in Slovenia maybe some other time. And it was really a pleasure for the university and for our publishing house. I would just like to take the opportunity for a promotion of a book. Ne, ampak izhodišča in smer je knjiga, ki povzema dejansko celotno zgodovino družbenega nauka cerkve. Ne, in prav v tem primeru področje, ki ga je pokrival dr. Toth. Tako da, če jo kdo želi še nekaj izvodov, to je sicer starejša knjiga, ampak je vredna analize, za kogar ga to specifično področje zanima, ker gre skozi vse te različne okrožnice in jih obravnava iz tega gospodarskega in ekonomskega vidika. Torej, sam povem. So, thank you very much again in hvala lepa, da ste prišli. Torej, nasvidenje, naslednjič.
Thank you for your questions and comments. It was very good. Thank you.
Hvala lepa, lahko noč.